Hello, today we're going to be continuing with Scrapy, but we're going to be using some new features such as ItemLoader and Input and Output processors. And we're going to be using the screwfix.com website as our test. And if you want to see a project from start to finish, then the IMDb one will be the best one to refer to. This one will be looking at loaders, processors, and a bit of troubleshooting using Scrapy. So if that's of interest, let's begin. Okay, so screwfix.com and lots of tools and various products. We are looking at tools, power tools, drills, and if you can see up here, tools/drills, and then that is the category which is going to form our start URL. And as you can see, if you go to the next 20 results, you'll get page size equals 20, page start equals 20, so it'll show you the next 20 results following on from the first 20. So it'll give you results 21 up to 40 and so on and so on. I've already done some of the hard work, which is getting the xpaths. You can use CSS, or I'm tending to use xpath because it's a bit of a learning exercise for me as well. So start URL is actually that. I've made these notes earlier because I didn't want to bore you with some errors, as you invariably have to sort of test numerous times your xpaths until you get your desired results using the Scrapy shell. The Scrapy shell. So what you do, as you've probably seen in my previous video, which was the IMDb one, which if you haven't seen, then please have a look at that, because that's going to be the one which covers start to finish. Let me just call up the link, and yeah, just a quick refresh on Scrapy, paste that link in, that's your start URL. Scrapy goes off and fetches that, or it should do. I don't know why that's not working. We're about to find out. Okay, it's just a bit slow there, not sure why. Probably everybody watching Netflix on a Sunday afternoon during lockdown. Anyway, we want to get the, well, let's start with the href. So yeah, as you can see, I've already got these earlier and tested them, but just to show you here, you just put in response.xpath. So you want all the h3 tags where the class is called title, and we want all the hrefs, so run that, and there we go. So that's actually got the first, that should be the first 20 results, so that's all of page 1. And then we want to repeat that for all subsequent pages until we get to the end when there are no more. So yeah, just a quick refresher on Scrapy shell there. Let's go back to looking at the xpaths that I've collected. So we've got the hrefs, I've got the one that collects the prices, and again that one was the h3. Here I got the div where the class equaled lii price with an h4 tag, and I just wanted the text for that. And then I also wanted to get the product descriptions. The product descriptions, sorry, the prices had lots of new line characters and tab characters, which as you can see, I've just checked I was doing the right thing, and yeah, that's where we will get to with the input and the output processors with the item loaders. So that's what we will look at shortly. So let's just go back and finish off here, and we are looking at, if I just do, just in case you haven't watched the other video, I'll just show right click, inspect in Chrome, and here we go. You see, for instance, the product description, the title. It's difficult to see when it's lost the row. I think that was the one I got. So let's look at the code. I'm using micro editor. So if I just save this and exit. Yeah, you can see this is it's recommended to me by Maksim at Code Monkey King. Really nice editor. I was struggling with Nano. Part of the thing with Nano is it didn't actually show the line numbers. So yeah, this is good. Nice colour scheme. You can do copy and paste. It's got your line numbers. It's got custom key bindings if you want those. So yeah, really recommend it. Yeah, import crawler process. Process equals crawler process. Process.crawl equals sfix spider. That's the class name, which you can see here. And we give the spider a name as usual. Allowed domain screwfix.com. Custom settings, so that's where we want to save the file to and the format. We save it locally, drills.csv, and we save it as a CSV file. Def start request, so that's our start. We specify our start URL here, and Scrapy will then go and request that URL and return that to be passed. Def pass, which is where the starting request will send its response here. And for Screwfix product in response.selector.xpath, and this is what you saw when I was trying to show you here. So class equals LG-12 MD-24 SM-24 cols, and you can see when I hover over that the box goes highlighted in light blue. I couldn't use the div ID because that's unique to that product, so you have to use the class. So that will return 20 drills. I don't know if I've still got that in Scrapy shell. I could just quickly show you that. Here we go. So response.xpath class, that should return all of the entire response that we are interested in, that we then want to pick out further information from. Yeah, there we go. So that will have the descriptions, the links and the prices. As you can see, lots of new line characters and tab characters that we will need to extract when we're trying to clean up the data. Anyway, back to the code. Item loader. So item loader is, if we go across to the item file, so again, like the IMDb video, we only used a spider file, spider.py, and we also used item.py. Item, sorry, with an S, plural. So the items file, Scrapy creates that for you, just as a kind of framework. Import Scrapy. From Scrapy.loader.processors, import map compose, take first join. I didn't actually, yes I did, sorry. So then I wrote a function, remove NT, so it's removing the new lines, the ends, and removing the T's. and so you pass it the value. The value comes from the input, which comes from the item when you actually instantiate it. And here we go, the value replace the T with empty quotes, and replace any new line characters with empty quotes. So we declare that, we define that function, and then we declare a class called sfixSpiderItem, and then we have 3 Scrapy fields: link, price, description. And for each one of those, we just want to keep it, I've actually done the same thing for all 3, but we actually just want to strip off any extra tab or new line characters. So input processor and output processor, they're actually methods of Scrapy.loader. So there we go. And then once we've written that, we save it obviously, and then we use it here. So loader equals ItemLoader, and you pass these arguments to it. So you tell it item equals the class name from items. You tell it selector, so that's the product within the for loop. Response equals response, which comes from pass, which comes from here to start with. Loader.add xpath, so the link, we want all the H3s. This is unique to the Screwfix website, obviously, and then we pick out the href, which is the xpath, close square brackets, then /a/href. Then we got the, just up here you see the asterisk. That's because we didn't want to pick out the div, because the div was unique to the particular drill. So if we hadn't have done that, we would then have ended up just with the same drill 20 times. And also, very important, I'll show you this in a minute, I'll deliberately break it. If I hadn't had that, which says go all the way down document, the DOM, if I hadn't had the full stop period character there, I would have, or I did, collect the same drill 20 times as well. So yeah, very important, easy to miss, must have it. And we're sending the link, the price, the description, we're loading that into the loader, which then loads into the item, and then the item is then saved into the pass to the feed format, which is then gets saved to the file. So we're doing that 20 times because we've got 20 drills on the first page. Then we go to the next page, and I've got that link from, I'll just show you where that came from quickly. That link came from here, so inspect, I'll just drag that across a bit. Sorry, it's not easy trying to do this when the page keeps resizing. Yeah, next page, next underscore page underscore link, AID equals. So if you look at the code, you'll see next underscore page underscore link. So, and that's the ID, and we want it's an H. The tag is A because it's an href, and get because we just want to get the first. Okay, so if the next page, if that is not equal to none, then we go off and get the next page, and then we send it back to pass, which goes through all of this again. So we will be doing, I think there's 185 drills, so what's that? That's about 8-9 repetitions of this loop. Okay, so I will just show you the output from this, and then we will look at the problems I had with it, and I will break it, or I'll show you in particular what happened when that wasn't there. Okay, so let's just run it first. Actually, I was going to pause it, but if I just do, so it's Control S to save in micro editor, Control S. Also, nice thing about it is if, say if I had another white space there and I tried to save it, can you see in the bottom left corner it says trailing white space? It's actually prompting you to tidy it up, which is really cool. There we go, it's fine now. If you do Alt G, there you go, you can see the command, so really simple. So Q is quit, S is save, O is open. You can cut, find, undo, redo, select all, duplicate line. You can change this color, change the color scheme as well, 16-bit, 256-bit, and so on. Let's just quit that. Quit, and let's run it again. What I've done is I've moved the spider up one level because it just it's a lazy way, because it just means you only have to type items.py when you let me show you. You just say from items, import sfix spider item. It saves you having to specify the full path, and it just enables you to see the output in the same directory as well. It's just a bit of a lazy workaround to save changing through directories all the time. Okay, so sudo python 3 space sfix underscore spider.py. If I hadn't put crawler process, imported crawler process, and added the 3 lines at the bottom, I'd have to run it with Scrapy and then the spider name, which I'll just show you. Spider name is that. So if you call it from the command, if you don't have these 3 lines, and if you don't have that, then you would need to call this file from the command line using Scrapy space that space then -o for output, and then specify the file output name and so on. So that is what you will see on all the tutorials, but adding these 4 lines is, I think, much better. And also putting in the so 1 line, 3 lines, and that. So for 5 lines, it really saves you a lot of time when you're testing, and yeah. Okay, save, quit, sudo python sfix spider.py. Let's run it. And we should get approximately 185 drills. If you look across to the right hand side, you can see start equals 160, start equals 180. That's as it's obviously going up in steps of 20, because the default page size is 20 items. And then you click on the next, well, Scrapy's going to the next page link. So that looks pretty good. 185 items scraped. I don't know if I cleared out the drills CSV or not. I may not have done. It may have appended it. We'll soon find out. Let's go down to the bottom. Yeah, so I didn't delete the previous file, but never mind. It worked the previous time, so there we go. The first 185 plus the header. So description, link, price. Description, link, price, and you can obviously sort this using your favorite spreadsheet program, or we could probably sort it in Python, but that's trivial compared to what we're looking at here. So yeah, just to recap, we've used the loader and we've used processes. So I'll put the code on GitHub, and the loader here, these are ready-made functions. So if you use map compose and you tell it to strip any strings, this is what you will need to remove the new line in tab characters. Because without it you will see all of this in your output, and it will be in the columns and rows in your CSV output. So input processor, map compose, string strip, output processor, take first. Yeah, okay, so I was going to show you, let me just, before I forget, let's just delete drill CSV, because I'm going to run it again, and I'm just going to show you what happens if you don't have this. Caught me out earlier. If you don't have the period there, it sticks on the first one, and then Control S, Control Q. If we run it again, if you watch the text as it scrolls through down the screen as Scrapy's running, you might see each page of 20 items will all look the same. It runs without any errors, but as you can see, each item, there we go, Makita, DeWalt, Bosch, you're getting the same item 20 times. So you end up with 185 items, and let me show you the file. Well, apologies for that. OpenOffice went a bit slow on me there. So here we go, 20 results, all the same. Another 20, all the same. And that is purely because... Right, sorry. Right, let's go to the code. And the period has significance in the DOM xpath, which I will just pause it here, and then I'll bring that up to show you. Yeah, so here we are. As ticked on Stack Overflow, the dot, the period, full stop, whatever you want to call it, means that the current processing starts at the current node. If you don't have that, yeah, you ended up with all the same results. So current node, and then there, and also there. And I've just realised I've not put any comments in here, so let's just add some comments before I put this on GitHub. Well, that's nearly it. We're just going to look at the PDF output in a minute, and yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, like, subscribe, whatever. Yep, see you again. Till next time. Just to quickly show you the output, I exported it as CSV, as you well know, because it's set in the custom settings to save it as drills.csv, and then in LibreOffice I just sorted the columns. So here we go, description. Here I left out the hrefs. I hid that column because it wasn't fitting on the page, the A4, so it is there if you need it or want to use it. So description, price, and then I've sorted it by price, and there we go, page 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pages of drills from screwfix.com website, 185 586 drills. So yeah, I hope you like that. It's a real world example, and we've looked at using the loader in our spider, and also we've looked at using processors in items.py. So items.py, where you create the Scrapy field, you create the containers for link, price, description, and that's where you remove or you process any extra characters and so on that you don't want. So items.py, very useful file to work with.